What is going on, guys? Michael from GPURisers.com back here again in the mining bunker. And in today's video, I'm going to kind of just fill you guys in on what we did over the weekend. So we finally got all of this switched over. The rack is put up against the wall. There is a cutout in the back that is then shooting the air into the back room and ripping it out. And so far, it's doing great. So I needed to move all the graphics card boxes, but I got all of those moved over here. So the setup I'm very happy with right now. We did have to move one of the PDUs over here. I'm isolating this one because I'm going to actually be replacing it. I'm not sure why, but you know, I've been using these extension cords and they're great. You know, they're fine except for this one PDU. The cable and the cord just gets very warm. And you can see here, this is the one that actually gets a little too hot. Now, this one's only pulling 900 watts, so it's nice and cold right now. However, when this gets around 3,000 watts, you can't hold it for more than a couple seconds. So that is just way too hot. That's not going to work. We have the 2,000 watt one over here. That one is cold as well, and that is plugged into the extension cord. The reason why I moved this one over here is because it wasn't close enough. I needed the extension cord. So I am actually going to be swapping this one out, and I'm going to put it back under there. So this took, I want to say, the better part of a day to do, to cut the wall out in the back, frame out everything, get everything moved over. There was a bunch of junk in the back. But as you guys can see, we have 10 R8s here. There's only 4 that are on right now. So if you guys have been following along, you guys know that 2 of these are still on MinerStat, and the 2 newer ones that I did were on HiveOS. Now, HiveOS works flawlessly with these R8s, much like the Octaminers. The R8s come with so many different sensors that HiveOS really utilizes. It's able to control the fans. It has a fan controller in it. It has humidity sensors, environmental sensors, and also the hardware watchdog that can reset it. So HiveOS is just a must with these. So I got the other 2 switched over to HiveOS. So all 4 of these are in HiveOS now. So prior to this, there was a 6700 XT rig. There's actually 2 of them in here. 2 of these are 6700 XTs, and it was on MinerStat, and I want to say once a day or once every 2 days, it would get stuck, it would hang, I don't know why. So that means that we have a RTX 3060 Ti rig LHR that is running fantastic on HiveOS. On MinerStat, you know, probably every hour there would be a card that would drop down to 17 mega hash for some reason. About 3 or 4 of these cards did that. So on HiveOS, they're all at 58 mega hash, so that's great. We have 2 6700 XT rigs here, and of course our RTX 3090 rig. We have 8 RTX 3090s in here, and I'm happy to say that they aren't thermal throttling as much as they were before I got it up against the wall, shooting all the air into the back. So we have 6 left, and so I'm going to kind of go over my plans with these 6. So over here we have our RTX 3070 Ti rig. We have 12 3070 Ti's. And for some reason, one of the power supplies is not working, so this thing hasn't been on for about a week now. So this is going to be the first one that goes into an R8, but of course they only fit 8, so we're going to have a couple left over. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do with these cards. These Aorus Maximus, Aorus Gigabyte, whatever, the giant Aorus cards. I don't know if they'll fit in the R8, but we'll definitely give it a try. I am planning on putting these 3070 Ti's, these Zotacs, in the R8 first. I have 6 here, and then over here we have another 5. This is a 3070 Ti rig as well. So I will probably take it from there, you know, 6 off of there, take 2 of these, and then probably try to combine the rigs. I'm honestly probably going to have 2 R8s that are filled, so that's going to be 16 total. So we have 12 here, and then down here we have 6, 10. So we have 22. I'm probably going to buy another 2, I think, because that would then bring it to a total of 24 cards, and then I could do 3 R8s, I guess, with that. I have to think on that, though, because I might have to do something with these bigger cards. I'm not sure yet. I would like to keep these on open air because 3070 Ti's do consume a good amount of watts, and I'm afraid they will thermal throttle. But the Zotac 3070 Ti's I'm not so worried about. You can see here we do have a 3070 Ti. We did replace the pads on this one with our GPURisers 20 watt pad. I think the correct term is watt per meter Kelvin is how they measure you know, the dissipation of heat that the pads can do. But if you look in here, these are not repadded. I have just been letting these things cook in the oven, I guess, for for a couple months now. Before I put these in a closed frame, I am going to repad all of these Zotacs. These Zotac 3070 Ti, these are the hollow amp editions. I know Zotac gets a lot of flack, rightfully so. I give them a lot of flack, but it just so happens with this specific cooler, when you swap thermal pads on this, we got around, I want to say 28 Celsius drop on the memory. It was the most drastic drop in memory temperatures that we've had on any card that we've repadded. So for 3070 Ti's, these have actually turned into our favorite cards. It's just that you have to, you know, pad the front, pad the back, and it's a 2mm and 3mm. So it's two different size pads. Kind of annoying, but again, the drop is insane. So once we have all of these repadded, I'm very confident that once it's in an R8 server case, it's going to be nice and cool. Now, the past like 5-6 videos I've been complaining about this light. I went up there to see what kind of connections it had so that I could order some new ones, and it's just hardwired. So I have to find those. A lot of them have like little clips at the end, which would have been nice, but this doesn't. After going up there and trying to fix it, it now blinks even faster, so I got to do something about it. Back to the 3070 Ti's. If these don't fit in the server case, what I'm probably going to do is just do 2 R8s with 3070 Ti's, and that's a total of 16 cards, and then I'm just going to sell these 3, and just whichever one is the largest, you know, size card. Actually, we have an EVGA for the Win 3 version down there. I might sell that one. Or actually, I should probably look at the memory temperatures and see which card is the worst, and I'll sell that one off. So that means if we have 2 of those, that'll be a total of 6. These 2 will be filled. That means we have a total of 4. Now, the next one is definitely going to be this rig right here. This is the 3080 rig. Now, I did a video on this a while back. It actually had the 3080s in one of the generic 12 GPU frames, and I put it in an Omega because it was having so many heat issues. And it is still actually having heat issues, so I am likely going to repad some of these cards. There's an MSI Ventus here I'm probably going to repad, and then an Asus TUF that I'm going to repad. This Gigabyte, I have to look. I think I repadded this one, but it was like right when the 3080s came out, and I'm 90% sure that I used the wrong size pads. And they are 20-watt pads, so I do want to get this you know, as cool as possible. These Further Win 3s are fine. This MSI is fine. But I have 2 Founders Edition cards, 2 Founder Edition 3080s that I have in the front. One is on the test bench that is repadded. We had great thermal reduction on that, and we have to repad the second one. So that will give us a total of 8 3080s. And by the way, these are all full hash rate. I know that that doesn't really matter much anymore, but I like to kind of keep them together if possible. So these are going to be in another server case, so that leaves us with 3 open on our wall of R8s over there. And then we have our 3090s here. I don't really want to put these in an R8. The other 3090s are kind of having heat issues. They are all Zotac though, specifically this model, the Trinity model. So I didn't repad them actually, so maybe I should. This one's repadded. You can see the white on the back there. I have 3 more 3090s up front as well that are Further Win 3, so I want to put 4 of those in the R8, but I don't really want to separate this out. We have 5 here, and then we have 3 in the front, so it does equal out 8 of them, so it would kind of be a complete unit. But that is a lot of watts, so I have to kind of figure that out. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do, because I do have a PDU here that's staying here, because these cards like the 6600 XTs, the 6600s I think are these, they're not really worth putting in an R8. I don't want to say not worth putting in an R8, but they're very low wattage cards. They're not hot. You know, having only 8 of them in a case, I don't want. It's not a waste, but it's a little overkill for it. These cards are fantastic on open air, so I want to keep them on open air. So if we put the 3090s, that leaves us with 2 more. So over here on the leftmost side, we have 6600 XTs. Then we have the 3090s that are going probably into the server case. I don't know. I got to figure it out. Probably though. We have 6600 XTs there. We have 6600s here. The 3080s are going in. We have 6600 XTs, 6600 XTs, and the 3070 Ti's are going in. I don't know. Again, I got to figure that one out. So maybe 2 left, maybe 1 left, depending if these Gigabyte HiveOS cards do fit. And then down there we have our NVIDIA test rig. It's 2 3060s. Which card is that? That is a No, those two are 3060s, the Strix, and the Zotac there is a 3080 LHR, and then we have a Further Wind 3080 Ti. And we have a good amount of cards at another location. Once this is up and running, we are going to be at right around 11 gigahash. A little bit more, I want to say like 11.1, 11.2. But yeah, guys, we are looking to expand a little bit more. We can probably add another 3,000 watts here at this facility. So at this point, I do just want to get everything up and going. You know, if this was up, you know, everything would be up and going, but it's not. So this is going to be first priority, and I don't want to just throw these cards in one of the R8s. I want to repad them. The whole goal of this wall and having R8s with all the smart functionality that these come with, all the hardware and that ties in with all the software, the whole point of this is to just set it and let it go. So anytime I do set these up, I spend a lot of time with the settings. I want the most efficient settings, obviously, but I also make it so that it's the least amount of maintenance, I guess you could say. But once these cards go in here, I don't want to touch them again. Of course, we will need to have some routine maintenance. Luckily, all the air that's going in here is filtered through our AC system, but we are actually going to be turning the AC system off. We are going to be running the fan on the AC though, so air will be cycling in here. It just won't be cool air. But the fan in the back is ripping out so much air, so I honestly don't think the temperature will be that much different in here. So these cards shouldn't get that dirty. You can see actually some of the cards, which ones were, there are a couple rigs that I had all the 6600 XTs in the back. They're all on, but you could tell that they were kind of, you know, in non-air conditioned, non-filtered air. You can see that one fan is kind of struggling a little bit, but these consume such little amount of watts, so you know, the temperatures are just fine. So probably here on all these racks will just be 6600 XTs, very low wattage cards. I mean, there's not a lot of heat that comes out of these. You know, my hand is above these, and these are very, I mean, right here is a little bit, but you could touch the bars and it's cool. I mean, but the 3080s are baking, the 3090s are just on fire. That's not that hot, but you know, these cards, I really want to isolate the heat, so I want the heat to just get shot straight out of the bunker here. These other ones are fine. As long as air is moving and cycling in here, it's fine. But I also want to make sure everything that's in here can be ran on one PDU, as this PDU right here is going to go, it's connected to that meter box right there. It's going to go on an extension cord over to here, so there will be a total of 4 PDUs to power 10 of these. So we should have more than enough power. So I don't know why I'm double guessing myself, I guess you could say, on the 3090s, but I think we'll be okay. So these will probably go in, and that means I can get the other 3 out from the front office. But yeah, guys, that's kind of what's going on now. I kind of just wanted to make a video. I know a lot changed since the last time you guys saw a vlog. I could have filmed this, but you know, taking the drywall knife out, cutting it, filming it, doing that, it was just too much. I wanted to just get it done in one day, just knock it out, because again, if you guys have been following this, this thing has been like basically sitting right here on the ground, and I've been saying I'm gonna do it. So I went in over the weekend and just knocked it out. But we did get a couple different things. I know one of you guys mentioned in the comments not to do extension cords on these. I mean, they're just 6 feet, so they're fine. Every day I come and check the plugs and make sure, you know, everything is normal temperatures and everything like that. So the extension cords that I got are great, but someone did mention in the comments that I should get a extension cord, or not extension cord, I'm sorry, it's been a long day. Someone mentioned I should just get longer cables for the power supplies to plug into the PDU. So I found 12-foot cables, and you know, really, since the PDUs are going to be on here, I really didn't need them, but I ordered them just so that, you know, I needed them anyways, so getting a 12-foot one versus a 6-foot really is not that big of a deal. And these are very, very high quality cables. You can see here it's called E-Core cables. So these are great, but and so these are 12 foot. I only got 4 of them, and they will be used. So I'm glad I got those. And I went ahead on Cable Matters and I got 10 7-foot Ethernet cords. Now the reason why I did that, of course, is there's 10 of these, and pretty much all my Ethernet cords are all 25 feet to 50 feet. I don't know why I did that. You know, usually what I would do with Ethernet cords and stuff like that is I would just go on Amazon Warehouse, and you know, whatever is, you know, used but sold by Amazon Warehouse, I would just buy those. So they're all random lengths, and that's fine, but it gets a little messy here. So I got 10 7-foot ones, so it's all uniform. But that's gonna be everything, guys. I think in the next video, I'm gonna go ahead, tear this thing down, get all these cards off. We'll test out and see if these things fit. Maybe what I'll actually do is plug in these 3 and some from that over there, that rig over there, just to get 8 of them up and going. We can see if these things fit too. I want to say that they will, but they probably will be touching each other. We'll have to go see. We'll see. In the next video, I'll definitely test that out. But then I'm going to repad all of these, and I'm not going to do a video on that, I don't think. I think I already did a video actually repadding these Zotacs. But that is going to be a long process as well. But once you get in the zone, it takes, I could probably do it, I want to say in about 20 to 30 minutes. So doing 5 cards, well, I'm going to have to do some from over there as well. So it's going to take a couple hours, but it needs to be done. But this is going to all be in the next vlog, guys. I hope everyone watching this has a great rest of their day, and we'll see you guys next time.